Hi, Jamie Andreas from GuitarPrinciples.com here. Today I want to tell you how to learn, develop, and use the minor pentatonic scale number 2 correctly. Now this one really needs some illumination because it is so often taught in a way that is completely unusable. I learned it that way. I've seen it in plenty of books like this. And what I mean is that you'll usually learn it in position, playing all 6 strings like this. And those are the notes of the minor pentatonic done in its second position. But that way of playing it is completely useless. It will never do you any good in real life playing for a number of reasons. One is that the bottom notes are all repetitions of notes found in scale number 1, and when we need them we usually go to scale number 1. Another reason is because the bending notes, which if you learn it this wrong way, you'll be doing with fingers 2 and 4, and we don't bend with 2 and 4. I mean, maybe some people do, but most people don't. And you will really find yourself struggling to, I mean, it can be done, but most people are going to want to use fingers 1 and 3 on these notes. Now, the other big reason is that the bottom notes are rarely used anyway. It's the top of the scale. It's that part that is used. And yes, it should be used with the right fingers. Now, I'm going to show you how to go from scale 1 to scale 2, because that's really how it should be learned, because most of the time when you use it, you're going to be running up some kind of run on scale 1 and doing stuff like that, constantly going back between 1 and 2. So here are the fingers and how the fingers to use and how to connect it, how to have your hand. Make sure you've watched my video on how to do the minor pentatonic number 1 correctly, because that's how we start out, and I'm not going to go over that here. So I start out on 1, and here's where the change occurs. I go up to the 3rd string note, and instead of, as I do in 1, when we play 1, we use the 3rd finger here and do like that. But when we're going to change position, what we want to do from here is not play this note with the 3rd finger, but play it with the 2nd finger. And that can be difficult. I've had a lot of students that have trouble with that because of the particular use of the metacarpal joints that is required. There's 2 uses of the metacarpal joints. They either go straight on like this, or they allow the fingers to slant out. It's a different set of muscles that does that, and you need some strength in those muscles and some limberness in the ligaments to do that. But if you practice it, you'll develop that. Just stay relaxed as you're doing it. So anyway, so here we go. Now I'm going to really slant and reach out with 2 to the 7th fret. I'm starting at the 5th fret here in the key of A. And now, and this is really important, what you don't want to do is to slide up to the next note we need, which is there on the 9th fret, and have your 1st finger rise off the string. You'll never get it fast if you do that, and that will happen to most people. You want to keep that 1st finger on the string as you come up, and then just let it move over. So it never lifts, it just moves over like that. So the hand must be trained to have 1 low so that 1 can take this note. My thumb is around, and there's the octave note, the key note, and then I have 2 more notes. And that's an interesting thing to realize too, is that there's no new notes here. They're just in a different position, which allows for many things to be done that can't be done from scale 1. There's only 1 new note in scale number 2. So in scale 1 we have, and we go up to that. In scale 2 we go all the same notes, but I play that one like this, and instead of playing that note, I play it there. And now I play that note, which in scale 1 would be played like that. And now so here I am. And there's the top note of scale 1, and that's why scale 2 is good to know, because it gives me this note, which happens to be a bending note. For all kinds of licks like right in that area. And this note can also be bent anywhere from a whole step down to a quarter tone or less, because of the particular note that it is in the scale, which is the 4th, the 4. And the 4 can go up a whole step, or a half step, or even less. Now that's a bending note too, but we bend with the first finger, and it's usually done like... And when we go back down the scale, we just go same way we came up. We turn and we slant that too. You don't want to be like this. You do not want to go like that and then reach out. You want to be slanting, have your contact here as I explained in the video for scale number 1. And then from this 2, keep your 1 low. Now if you were going all the way down, you'd go like that. So, the complete scale, 1 and 2 connected. And there you go. So practice that carefully and then start using it. Learn the essentials of rock guitar the way they should be learned. The Guitar Principles Rock and Blues Foundation course. Get it now at guitarprinciples.com.